Hello and welcome back everybody to Because We're Here, Mondblume und Blaue Rose. So first of all, I apologize for recording the music last time wrongly. This time you should be able to hear the music again. I'm pretty stupid, did I ever mention that? So let's come back to Helmut's decision, not Helmut's decision, our decision about Helmut. So, you have achieved a lot, your time will come. Did I already save? I think I saved. So, you have achieved a lot. Means like, you're already a man. But on the other hand, it sounds a bit like, you've achieved a lot. For what you're able to do. And your time will come sounds like, yeah, push yourself. And on the other hand, it sounds like, you haven't done anything yet. So both doesn't sound good. At least not really good. Not an easy decision. Not an easy decision. Your time will come, you've achieved a lot. Your time will come, you've achieved a lot. You've achieved a lot. Let's say it like this. Helmut, you've taken polio in your stride. Polio? Nobody else had to deal with that. And if they had, then they probably wouldn't have managed anywhere near as well as you. When the war broke out, you single-handedly became the Borisberg Home Guard, despite not really even being able to walk. And you're genuinely impressed by that? Yes, very much so. So that was probably the better decision. Yay! You've overcome the hardest obstacles of anybody. A thin smile crosses Helmut's lips as he removes his spectacles and cleans them with a self-defeatingly grubby cloth from his pocket. Hell, I mean, okay, he's just a servant, but can't they give him like a clean cloth? Like, is that impossible? I mean, he's the servant of Eugen. He needs to see. Okay, Eugen is not around, so maybe he doesn't need clean glasses, I guess. His expression is one of resignation, but the unmistakable glimmer of pride can be seen. Ha! Well, thank you. But it is my earnest hope that those actions are merely the prologue to my story, rather than the happy ending. Anyway, how are you finding your war work lately? The poster route. It's manageable. I've covered for August at times over the years, so picking up every shift isn't too much of a radical increase in my responsibilities. That is good. The womenfolk of this town have been most patriotic in recent weeks. I mean, things have to go on. It fills my heart with joy to witness such unity and sacrifice from the fairer sex. Ha! I suppose if you spend all your time around the Reinholds, then being moved to your core by unity and sacrifice begins to seem an acceptable recourse. It's only a poster route, and I wouldn't say I'm unpatriotic, but I'm doing this to help the post office run smoothly. I'm hardly going out every day under the impression that I'm winning us the war. Nonetheless, a selfless act is a selfless act, and I am rather consistently impressed with your enthusiasm for your work. I'm not doing anything special, and my enthusiasm is but a shadow of August's deranged verve. But still, it's been a while since anyone wrote last, and the strain is beginning to get to me. It's nice to be appreciated. Thanks, I have been trying. And forgive me if this is speaking out of line, but I saw this the other day, and I thought of you. Helmut reaches into his jacket's pocket. I at least have to keep Elfriede's voice up. Like, if you forget the main character's voice, everything is too late. Precariously maneuvering around his liability of a firearm so as not to discharge it into his thigh, and produces a tattered handbill. Field postwoman required. Ah, so that is how you get to the front. The Postal Corps? Interesting. They are targeting women for this? It would seem so, yes. And they say it might well prove dangerous. I could assume as much, but it's strange to see it in black and white like that. Once more, forgive my forwardness. It is entirely understandable if that element means that the whole concept proves too much for you. But I thought it might be the kind of thing you would quite potentially be interested in. No, it's certainly food for thought. Thanks for bringing this to my attention. Oh, good. I did not want to speak out of turn and presume the altruistic inclinations of others to rival mine, but I can see in this case that I might not have been too far off the mark. Something bothers me, though. Why are they getting women for this, if it resembles active service? The nurses at the field hospitals venture towards the front on occasion, so I suppose somewhat of a precedent has been set. But they have field postmen already, and they are male. I've met them on their way through Boschberg. This edict was only issued yesterday, I believe. It seems that the existing field postmen represent manpower that has rapidly become much more useful on the front lines. Oh, I see. I wonder, was that really like this in the First World War? I mean, it would make sense, no doubt about it. But to be honest, I'm not sure. That feels ominous. Is that ominous? Ominous? Ominous. Ominous, of course. My bad. I can't be the only one who thinks that is ominous. I would not necessarily read it as a call for surplus troops. They are clearly just redistributing their resources. The Wesslinger military is the most efficient and calculated in the world. It is obviously a case of adapting to reports on the first few weeks' administrative priorities. Well, I hope that is the case. Miss Raus, our generals are entrusting us with the most precious resource available, the morale and well-being of the nation. The least we can do is place our faith in their abilities as leaders of men. Yeah, you're right. Oh, rats! I'd better get back to the post office. Müller will be wondering where I am. Apologies for keeping you. Speak tomorrow, I imagine. Yes, I'm sure. Well, I don't believe that is a good idea. I wouldn't want to be a woman, like on the front. Like for real, a woman on the front that is like, you're even endangered by your own men, you know what I mean? Like in war times, many people have done things in war times they regret, let's put it like this. I ran off to the post office, worried about what Müller would say. Every now and again, my mind wandered back to the handbill in my pocket, and what it could mean for me. I mean, could I? Could I really find my way to the trenches? Mrs. Müller, sorry I'm late. Müller is visibly waiting for me. She stands with a mug of coffee in her hand, leaning against her desk. She seems suspiciously unconcerned with my tardiness. Letters from the front. She points with her mug, indicating a giant sack in the middle of the room. Oh, hopefully nobody died already. Maybe, depending on my decisions, someone died already. Everything freezes. I'm floored. This is it. Time's doing that thing where it stands still, except obviously doesn't again. I could be out for hours this time, maybe. Days. I don't want to say it. I stand there for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, a whole bunch of seconds, anyway, in silence, rolling the question around on my tongue. Finally, it's time to let it free. Have you... Check your desk. My head flicks in the direction of my desk with owl-like vigilance. Atop it sits a dirty envelope, with my address written in a very familiar scrawl indeed. August! The idiot lives. Ah, Miss Müller, or Müller, sorry. Sorry, perhaps that was inappropriate, but I'm as relieved as you. No, I'm sorry. I'm just very worn out. Right, I'm going to read it. August was doing well. He rode off the good spirits between the men, and his complaints were as petty as unsatisfactory portions at mealtime, and the others borrowing his boots on occasion. But every story he started, he trailed off at what seemed like halfway. Why would he even include stories this mundane? I worried what there could be that he wasn't telling me. War wasn't a picnic. I knew that. But the amount of times that August, never exactly the master of subtlety, appeared to have concealed vital parts of certain stories made me really wonder. The location was confirmed to still be Windmill Corner anyway. They seemed to name sections of trench based on nearby landmarks. The letter was postmarked last week, and Private Weil wrote off there being another fortnight or so on the front lines before being rotated out for a respite. That information, at least, was good to have confirmed. All quiet? Is that a joke on all quiet on the Western Front? Yes. Nothing new to report. Thank Lord. That's good to hear. Now come on, help me sort the rest of this. Other people are as keen for the news as you were. Oh, of course. Mrs. Miller and I sit down and begin to sort the sack of letters and parcels. After half an hour so spent making idle chatter about the minutiae, whatever that means, of field communications, I decide to broach the topic that had been at the forefront of my mind ever since talking to Helmut earlier. Mrs. Miller, what do you know about field postmen? Field postmen? One of them gave us this sack earlier. They seem agreeable enough. Why do you ask? Oh, apparently they're being shuffled into the regular army. You don't say. What are they doing about the post? Well, they are recruiting women from the home front to work the No. I haven't decided one way or the other, but it sounds like the perfect solution. Please consider it. Elfriede, we're short-shafted as it is. Seems like Borsberg is rather like a small village. So work yourself, Mrs. Müller. Don't be lazy. For the nation, for the fatherland, blah, 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 blah. Incredibly so. And to top it off, how am I supposed to deal with it if something goes wrong? Do you have any idea how horrible and how morbid things would be here if we lost August? Every day would be torture. You know this more than anybody. Imagine if we lost you as well. But I want to help. You want to keep one eye on the front lines, is all you want to do. Well, you can wait for letters from the trenches like everybody else. But I know it's hard working back here, hoping every day is the day we get a letter. But it's not worth risking your own neck for confirmation of information you'll find out soon enough anyway. Even if the wait is hard. Just to reiterate, this is a quite absolute refusal of your request, Elfriede. I'm pretty sure you can't, if the Kaiser wants his women on the front, a mere post-woman cannot stop them. Why am I doing this now the whole time? We worked in silence for a bit longer. After a couple of minutes, I realized I had a lump in my throat. I couldn't talk if I wanted to. I was fighting back tears. This is ridiculous. I didn't know I wanted this so much until Müller told me I wasn't able to, like a little child. But I can't say that she didn't have a point. I just didn't want to admit it myself. If only there was a middle ground. If there was a middle ground, everything would be perfect. But I'm aware that war isn't really about middle grounds. True that. By the way, I'm not here tomorrow. A few of us war workers are splitting a conductor's shift on the train over to Relbrook. And it's my turn. Obviously, we'll have to close while you run your route. But would you be okay to do it as quickly as you can and run things solo when you get back? Yeah, if it'll help. Oh, it will. See, there's plenty you can do back here. No need to risk life and limb. Yeah. After about an hour of even more silted small talk than before, we finished sorting the post. I produced a letter that I'd been keeping to one side and showed the envelope to Mrs. Müller. Oh, that is addressed to the distinguished Mrs. Reinhold and penned in unmistakably Swedish calligraphy. And there's even a drawing of a rose in the corner here. I see the one and only Prince of Borsberg has been keeping up with his correspondence. Ha! My shift is nearly over, and I thought this Mrs. Reinhold might appreciate getting this tonight rather than tomorrow. Yes, she's not doing too well all these days, bless her. Go ahead. I'll close up when it's time. Oh, remember, I need you to take over tomorrow. Yeah, I remember. Don't worry. I can manage as a one-man post office for a day or so. Good to hear. See you on Wednesday then. So is she going to leave by herself now? Probably. We'll see. As I approach Reinhold Manor with a single letter in my satchel, I notice yet more commotion going on in the field. Wow, the music is suddenly loud. Turned down the volume a notch, just because the bass was kind of blasting my ears. Gerhard is under fire again, babbling non-defenses, while a young man verbally accosts him. I've not seen this guy before. I think something maternal has gone off in my system, because all of a sudden I'm speeding right into the scene. Lame genetics, I suppose. Why? Does he look like your son? Well, the thing is, you won't. Exasperated man. Oh, Jesus. What kind of... Oh, you just get a deep voice, I guess. Hey, listen to me. All I'm asking you is... Stop it! I suppose he is not really, like, threatening him. Gerhard is just defending himself, probably for no reason. Once I reached the altercation, I realized that this mystery man is quite a lot taller than me. I don't really know what to do, so I sort of... Well, I make a fist and then sort of panic and punch him in the back of the head. Jesus! It wasn't particularly graceful. I fled myself down. What the hell are you playing at? Get away! What are you doing? You aren't helping anyone. Yes, I am aware of that. But I'm at least trying to help. Christ, why is it everyone in this town so hostile to a little bit of publicity? What? I'm reporting on the home front. Gottfried Rahn. Oh, I don't want to be racist or something. But you seem to come out of the Spain parts of Wessling, huh? You know. My name is Rahn, Gottfried Rahn. I'm trying to get civilian accounts of the war at home. Then I'm supposed to paint some war workers. But as soon as I start asking what the fields are for, this guy is looking at me like I killed his entire family. Oh, that's just Gerhard. He has his reasons. Presumably. But don't worry, it's nothing specific to you. Friede, I don't need you to defend me. Considering that's the longest complete sentence you've treated me to, I am not so sure about that, chum. Rahn turns to glare at me once more. Anyway, quite aside from all that, it certainly didn't help proceedings when you came wading in, bringing grievous bodily harm into the equation. It was... technically your head? Okay, gotta say, that was a good one. Grievous head harm doesn't have the same ring to it, though, does it? And how is that supposed to... Don't bring semantics into this. My initial point stands. I'm sorry. I overreacted. But you really looked like you were causing trouble. I don't want to cast aspirations, but did you see the big, bad gypsy strolling around the fields and think some sort of invasion was coming? Oh. So you are, like, a gypsy, and I don't mean this in any offensive way. I don't know how the technical term is in English. That didn't enter into it. I couldn't see you from behind. Right, so you still just go around whacking any and all newcomers in the head. Good to know. Gerhard has had a lot of problems with a lot of people in the past few weeks. I really thought it was a continuation of that. Again, I really do apologize. No, it's fine. I'm sorry too. I was just rather taken aback to have my lovely skull so brazenly assaulted mid-conversation. Mr. Rahn turns to Gerhard, who shrinks away and fixes his gaze on the ground, apparently pretending he suddenly sees something very interesting in the grass. And I'm sorry if I came across as aggressive. I was simply trying to find out a few things about your life for my work. But if it's a touchy subject, then I understand. Gerhard is reticent, but after we stare at him for a good 10 seconds, he realizes he cannot keep pretending he didn't hear the words of the man standing a meter from him. Ooh, breathing, and raises his hat. Alright, don't worry about it. And I'm technically a government employee, you know. I don't think the people paying my salary would be very happy if I turned in a propaganda report on the work of cowards. Uh-oh. I'm not a coward. As you can imagine, that's it for Gerhard. He stumbles away at a high speed, nearly braining himself as he turns the corner a little bit too tightly. No, I didn't mean to... He's gone. You really might have, failed to judge the level of conversational tact required there. Oh, what? As opposed to your signature debating technique? Fist? My head thumb came from caring too much. Your faux pas came from caring too little. There's a world of difference. She actually has a good point, even though you still don't beat people in the back of the head. I didn't think it would be that problematic. Coward, noun. A fellow scared of the war. Surely, I thought it was accepted vernacular. Not when talking to the cowards in question. Well, hindsight is always 20/20. Your foresight should be higher than 00. Smooth. Very smooth. Ah, I didn't know he'd go mad like that. Why is it even so offensive? Coward. I'm a coward. So what? He ruffled his coat and sniffed as he said that, as if it was the most natural thing in the world. I think I should have given him a different voice. On the other hand, I'm no voice actor. I have like only a deep voice, a very deep voice, a snob voice, a thug voice. And some of these voices are like already given away to people like Wolf and Eugen. So you have to do with a deep voice, I guess. How can he be so open about that? Judging by Gerhard, that seems like an incredible feat. Or perhaps Gerhard is just incredibly ill-equipped for having to take a stand on something for the first time in his life. You're a coward? Yeah, I am a coward. I don't want to go anywhere near that war. What of it? You want to make something of it? I'll give you 2 cauliflower's ears, and we can put the matter behind us. Just to clarify, that is sort of a standard response I have prepared, rather than a direct challenge, miss. It really is primarily directed at any hypothetical big blokes in the vicinity. Good. I do technically have a knife on me, you know, so I'd keep these grandiose threats to the hypothetical big blokes. Unless you want this cut and thrust to suddenly get a great deal more literal. Hey, Wolf's ridiculous knife actually came in handy for something. I never thought I'd see that day. I wonder that you're actually carrying it with you, though. Ha a funny one. Fantastic. Marry me. Okay, is this a hilarious jape? Who the hell would say okay now? Do you think I'm that kind of loose girl? Ha, yes I am, of course, kidding. I do like you a lot, though. Let's get lunch. Hang on. How do you even know I'm... No engagement ring. Any gentleman friend worth his salt would propose before shipping off. And judging by the rest of this conversation, you're hardly going to be seeing some Danimal home-front chicken. If you are available for a lunch, though, I can certainly try my hardest to change your mind on that last point. Poor Gerhard. He even gets his ass verbally beaten by people who are just as afraid of war as he. Well, he's probably not afraid. He has his reasons. As mentioned, probably his father or something died in the war. This man is incredibly forward all of a sudden. I'd say it was childish, except I can't think of any children who would misuse a remedial degree of analytical skill quite so rampantly. Alright. I'll level with you. I think you could help me a lot with my work. And I know for a fact that you're very interested in what, specifically, my work even is. So basically, this lunch is happening, right? Okay, he was joking. He says... Would he have been joking if I'd leaped at the chance? Is this like the first ending? Wait, let me check. Let me check for a sec. So I'll save here, I return to the main menu. Yeah. Continue. Okay. If it only were that easy. Don't worry, I'm kidding. I think I'll bank that response though. I might choose to redeem it at a later date. Oh, too bad. I thought this would be like a funny, I don't know, some kind of funny end. But apparently it's not. Yeah, there we go. Well, in any case, I don't have anything else to do this afternoon. I was going to write back to August, but it won't be dispatched until tomorrow anyway. And I am interested in how a coward like him is working in propaganda. Fine. Sounds good. Wonderful news. Where's good around here? By the way, back in these days, propaganda wasn't even like a word that was a bad thing, you know? That always surprised me. Well, not always, that surprised me when I learned it. Like when I learned in school that back in the day propaganda was a not negative word, I was like really shocked because these days, you know, there is nothing worse on the information level than propaganda, you know? He smiles broadly. He didn't consider for a second that that wouldn't be my answer. What might I have gotten myself into? Well, you're not forced to go with him. Okay, I guess that is a good point to stop, though. So I guess... How long is this demo going to go on? This is rather long. I think I mentioned that somewhere already, but I didn't expect it to be so long. Maybe one more episode, 2 more episodes, we'll see. I'm liking it. Not gonna lie, I really like this demo so far. I love the art style, I love the writing, I like the characters, it's all very good. So, come back for the next episode and see me enjoy this game. Well, I guess that's basically what Let's Playing is. Plus a few snarky comments, I guess. Wow. I insulted now the whole Let's Play community, didn't I? So, thank you everybody for watching. But for real, like, some people, I just want to get this off my chest, you know? Some people act like Let's Playing is like a high art form. And maybe it is. Maybe some people... Okay, there are some people who put like a lot of editing into videos, and you know, there are some people that have a more artistic way of Let's Playing, but for me, Let's Playing is really like no art form, at least the way I do it. For me, it's just sitting here and having a good time with you people, more or less, you know? That's what Let's Playing is for me. So, I said it, you know? I don't wanna like insult anyone who thinks Let's Playing is a big art in itself or something. But for me it's just like, you know, spending time with friends on a game or something like that, you know? I wouldn't call that art as well. So, thank you everybody for watching. Come back for the next part, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.